How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to the Analyst Desk. And wowzers, did we have a crazy game or did we have a crazy game? It is I, Jacob Moore, the self-proclaimed sports analyst. And remember,
subscribe to our channel
if you have not yet. I'm a big sound effect guy. We should all know this by now. And of course, I'm joined by Mr. Moore for your money.
Woo!
And Mr. Lane Dashing Dashko.
That's me.
And I got to get to a comment here that I'm absolutely love seeing. The Packers lose.
What happened in that?
I called it right here at the desk. I said the Bears were getting it done. I also said the Rams were getting it done, although the Panthers gave them everything they could take. Holy jumping.
I called the score. I said the Packers are going to win 30-27. The Bears won 31-27. So that was pretty close.
I mean, you know what? I don't think you could ask for a much better game than what we got, especially the first game. I thought the second game was a bit of a slow burner, but overall, the way it ended was exciting.
Oh, for sure.
Like, we had two awesome. The wild card is starting off the right way, and I think that's super important.
That's huge for the NFL because let's face it, last year the wild cards were not so wild. Wow,
last year the wild card was terrible.
Yeah, today was a great day of football. Holy cow, that was incredible. Very happy with that.
It absolutely was. And I mean, you know what? The projections called for the second game of the night that Lane did when he jumped into the Madden simulator, and it called for a close matchup.
It did.
And it was close. But I do have a gas or ass for you guys right off the hop that I want to break this down. Gas or ass. Or is it ass? Gas or ass? Someone has to be fired in Green Bay after what happened today.
Yeah. God.
I'm going to say ass.
What, Dan, how are you ass on this?
Well, I mean, the Green Bay was winning for like the majority of the game.
Doesn't matter.
And they lost by 4 points. Like, they could have easily just won that game.
Dan, that was one of the worst collapses in NFL history.
So who are you going to fire over it? Are you going to trade Jordan Love over it?
No, but I'm just going to put it here. That defensive coordinator, like, what the heck was that? That last play there, that can't happen. Like, there's no way. You got to you can leave a receiver that wide open down the field in the end zone.
That's true.
I was ridiculous. I could have made that pass.
Yeah, literally.
And see, you're saying defensive coordinator, Lane. I was more frustrated with the Packers offensive coordinator because you look at so many. How many times have I talked to you guys about situational football?
Yeah.
And situational football was not done by the Packers in that second
Definitely
half
not.
at all. I look at that 4th and 15 as a prime example, or 3rd and 15. Sorry. What are the chances of you converting on a 3rd and 15?
Very low.
So why not just run an easy completion, get 10 yards closer, and heavy winds? Maybe you make that field goal, and then you only need a field goal to come back and win.
True.
But we have lots of comments coming in here. Another one from Key. I hate to see the Panthers lose, but at least they gave the Rams a run for their money. We got more for your money and run for your money on today's show.
Right.
The hit on Devontae Adams was vicious, though. One of the scariest. I'll be honest, Key.
That's what I was thinking, too.
It was okay, I guess I have a very different opinion than you guys. It was a penalty for sure, but at full speed, to me, that was just football.
Welcome back to the next Key.
We have Brandon in the comments. Maybe the kicker gets released.
Oh,
I like this next comment because Brendan and I both we love our boy Loveland.
Loveland
I was telling Dan the funny story about how Loveland became me and Brendan's boy. We made a bet on him in week 1 to make 3 catches because we were trying to do an NFL ladder. and he had plus money. I was like, and I was reading about this guy's a target. This guy's like if you throw the ball, he's a catch machine. I'm like, bro, we should totally did it. And he literally caught every single ball, and they only threw it to him 2 times. I'm like, bro, they should have. They definitely could have thrown it to him 3 times. Then look at today. Guy gets 165 yards. Loveland is legit.
Nice. Yeah. What
I will say, I thought you can have multiple guys. I thought Swift had a really good game for the Bears as well. Big up to the Bears defense also. That second half, the Bears defense only allowed 6 points that entire second half.
Yeah,
right?
that was crazy.
And when you're able to do that, it does legitimately give you a chance to win.
Welcome to your decks, Brandon. Welcome back.
Absolutely. Always happy to see everyone at the desk. The more, the merrier.
Yes.
But look, I don't know, boys. I just feel like that's a game that you just have to. To me, I feel for Green Bay, something has to give.
Yeah, I wouldn't say just. I know I said ask to the comment, but I gotta say I wouldn't. If you are going to make major changes, it's not just the fact they lost this game. It's the fact they started the season so good, like they were dominating once they and then they really fell apart once they had that tie, and they were lucky we even made the playoffs, right? So maybe you could change some stuff around just over because of that,
Oh no, guys! We gotta get to another comment here, but I apologize. My mouse has gone a little crazy.
It's a crazy day of football.
And Key is also going to say ass on this gas or ass. What if Dan Campbell let one game like this happen? Would you ever think about letting him go? Honestly, I think the Detroit Lions do have to consider letting Dan.
They do have to. He did. Didn't he do like? Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he do something like crazy like 2 years ago where they could have like literally won the game, but they went for it on 4th down because they're like, our 4th down completion percentage is 87% this year. Instead of kicking a field goal, they went for it on 4th down and blew the game. They should have. 100%. If you make a play like that and it backfires, it's like going back to the Seattle Seahawks days when you could have ran with Marshawn Lynch and decided to pass it down. When you make a silly if a coach makes such a silly decision like that, 100% they deserve to be fired. 100%. Not a question.
Yeah, look, and it's more of it's interesting, Brandon, you're bringing up, does Micah Parsons change the result? And I'm going to say no.
Yeah,
I don't feel he does. I think has to do with the Packers just stop
Parsons
playing.
A game changer, bro. Once he got injured,
sure, you were up 21-6. 21-6.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
21-6 going into the second half.
15 points.
You finished with 27 points.
That's an epic collapse.
That is unacceptable.
It's like
it's pretty bad.
It's just one of those. It's just one of those games where it can't happen. What happened? And
that's pretty
like
crazy.
Straight up. Like I understand you guys saying, it's one game, but it's not just one game for this Packers team. This Packers team, they were going, we're going to go 18-0. We're the best team to ever touch a football. Even though Caleb Williams in his little graphic, when he's holding the football, he looks, what the heck is this thing? But I don't think there's any way else to say this, but the Packers season is being a failure. The season was mediocre at best. You were up 21-6. And okay, I'm curious if you guys agree with me. If this is in the CFL, I'm not firing a coach over this because this happens all the time in the CFL. In the NFL, this doesn't happen.
No. In the NFL, these are boring games. You're walking away from it 90% of the time. You're like, well, that was boring.
Yeah.
Key, but why can you blame a quarterback for one team and not the coach, but you can blame the coach if it's a double standard? Oh, Jordan Love played like crap in the second half.
Good question, Key.
The issue is you can't move on from Jordan Love.
Why not?
You don't have a high draft pick. You don't have anyone in the background that
bring back Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Bring it back.
No. The issue is I feel like I'm back at a Leafs post-game show. You can't
We'll
trade
get to that
Austin
too
Matthews,
tonight.
William Nylander, Morgan Riley, and all 3 goalies in your entire defensive crew. You can fire a coach. I know the Leafs won today. I'm just making a statement to when people were mad at the Leafs a few weeks ago. And now you're the same way in Green Bay. You started this season unbeatable. Unbeatable. I don't know if it's the head coach. I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator. Because truthfully, I said this to my mom as we were watching the game tonight. I'm like, both of these teams are just trying to lose. And then finally the Bears are like, oh, wait a minute. Let's try to win.
I have a Gasso ass.
But we got to get to a couple more comments first, Dan, and then we'll get to your gas or ass involving your pen. Always thought Dan Campbell was a crazy mother fricker going for all those 4th downs. Now, the only thing I will say with Dan Campbell, that's his identity.
Yeah, I like
that is Dan Campbell. If you don't like him, if you don't like it, fire him. Now, I'm not saying I would necessarily. I mean, I think you have to consider letting Dan Campbell go after the Lions.
Well, for sure.
From going from almost winning the division to not even making the playoffs. I mean,
that's crazy.
So have kept Goff one more year.
No.
Yeah.
No, they should not have kept. They have Jared Goff in Detroit, Dan.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Good thing they kept him. I don't know.
Green Bay have a good one in Love. No, but I think it's fair to say.
No, I like Love. I do.
Jordan Love threw 4 touchdowns and was only sacked once, had an efficient rating of 103.8. And I thought that second half, he couldn't really do much of anything. In the second half, he put up 6 points.
Right.
And again, I put a lot of that blame on play calling, right? And I thought the Bears defense played really well. I said Josh Jacobs was going to be a factor. The only factor was that he wasn't very good.
Oh,
right, 19 carries, 55 yards, not great.
Yeah,
but,
true.
And Caleb Williams, statistically, you know what? He didn't have that great of a game. 24 for 48, 361, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, an efficiency rating of 71.6. But at the end of the day, Caleb Williams did something that he has been able to do, you know what, this whole season. He's been able to, in the 4th quarter, put up crazy numbers. Guys, the 4th quarter score was 25-6 for the Bears.
I know.
Like, I'm not trying to be difficult. And again, and maybe I'm being double standard by saying it. This is a different scenario in the Canadian Football League. Because in the CFL, you do see comebacks like this happen. Yeah, I remember a couple years ago, I watched the Red Blacks erase a 16-point deficit in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Like in the CFL, it happens. In the NFL, it does not.
Right.
And I do agree with you, Brendan. Josh Jacobs was underwhelming today. I mean, mind you, I thought the Bears did a good job shutting him down. Don't worry. We're going to talk about the Panthers game plus the Leaf game and the Habs game. We got a lot to talk about tonight.
Oh,
but
sure, yeah.
Before we get into anything else, Lane, you have some, was you would like to say, you have some breaking news.
Yeah, it's not like it didn't happen like 5 minutes ago, but it definitely did happen tonight, an hour ago, just before we came on live. I have the post here. The Alex Bregman has been officially signed to the Chicago Cubs. So it looks like the Chicago Cubs have finally moved on from trying to chase down Kyle Tucker. You know, there's been rumors of Cody Bellinger, you know, not going back to the Yankees. So finally, Alex Bregman, one of the biggest outfielders, one of them, has finally signed his deal. 5-year, $175 million contract. Wow. 1 year after the failed pursuit of Bregman, free to see the Cubs land the biggest bat of the winter. And then there's someone who says, thank God he's not in Boston anymore.
Does that make it so the bigger chance and Tucker's going to Toronto?
I don't know. Honestly,
yeah, it's one team that now is probably not going.
I think so. Like,
honestly, if you, I know I don't know, it's just going to turn into a Blue Jay thing, but I'm getting scared. The Jays are gonna be that guy that tries to go to the dance with 2 girls and ends up standing at the front at the punch bowl table.
Oh,
I'm scared.
Well, the good thing is, Lane, is it like Mango Punch, that M&M's meat shop Mango Punch that they used to give for free? Because that was a pretty good Mango Punch.
I mean, they're still going to be happy with their offseason no matter what. Like, even if they don't, I just feel like they're putting all their eggs now in Kyle Tucker. They're going to lose Bo Bichette, and then Kyle Tucker's going to sign with like the Mets or something, and they're going to be like, well, what do we do now?
We signed Bichette.
No, but I mean, like, I think Bichette's going to be signing like on Monday. Like, I think the Phillies. I think this meeting on the Phillies on the Monday is going to go well. I can't see him walking away from the Phillies if they're willing to give him that contract
They always have a good team, right?
They
And
do, man. They
think about
do.
it's been the past of Blue Jays, like Doc Roy Halladay going to the Phillies from the Blue Jays, right? So they have a little bit of a history of
Jacob
players going.
left me. I'm so sad. I was so sad. I was like, where did he go?
Nah, he's here, bud.
No, I'm just
He's
kidding.
still there.
He's always there.
Yeah.
I'm always here.
He's kind of like Santa. He's always just watching us.
Oh, that hurt my throat.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Oh, that was not smart of me.
Yeah, Caleb. I like this new comment by Keto. Think Caleb Williams, man. You gotta put some respect on this guy's name. I thought this guy wasn't that. I honestly thought this guy wasn't that good of a quarterback, and I was like,
Funny enough, this is the same conversation.
That's why I want to get him like gas the last blow.
All right, sorry, Dan.
Let's
Okay,
go.
you know what, Dan? I get it. Guys, he has a little obsession with gas pumps and donkey butts. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. That's or is it ass?
You know, what kind of has to do with Key's comment there hasn't been on the screen yet, but yeah.
There you go, Dan.
There you go. Gasso asked, can we now say that Caleb Williams, after that fourth quarter and an amazing fall on his back foot, Gasso asked, Caleb Williams is the real deal?
I would say gas because I think, you know what, there's been multiple games where he has been able to find a way to make that one play when you desperately need it. Yeah, I think Caleb Williams has that dog in him, and I think he's legit.
Because we didn't say that last year, but, you know, he got a really good season this season, and now the game team, I wasn't expected to make the playoffs, won a wild card game. I think he's in that category. What do you think, Mr. Dasko?
I am starting to agree. Like I said,
Nice.
Weeks before he said, I didn't think he was that good. I was like, oh man, I was like, this Caleb Williams guy's not that good. But like,
yeah, I didn't like him.
Why have I ever been wrong?
Yeah.
Well, and also too, there's something we talked about.
Give him the team.
Something we talked about earlier today, and you look at all these quarterbacks like Bryce Young, who everyone wrote off, who, by the way, I thought played a really good game today, and Caleb Williams and Sam Darnold, who played so well that he was able to earn his team the bye, and Baker Mayfield. Okay, maybe the Buccaneers season didn't end the way they wanted, but he's been on a good progression. All these quarterbacks everyone said was washed when they were just getting into the league. All of a sudden, look, you're seeing that they're not washed. And the reason being, and Key's a big old gas with all of us lovely legends here. And I really feel it's because these quarterbacks have that much more experience. I mean, Caleb Williams, I still think at times looks rough. I still think he needs a lot more coaching. I think there's times he tries too hard to make something there when nothing is there. But at the end of the day, he got a big win. And I mean, we had two really exciting games today when we break down these scores here. The Rams getting a really big win over the Panthers, as we're going to get into. And people were just.
Well, I was wrong about the Panthers.
Rams win a thriller. Bears comeback win. We had two really big games today. And look, you got to say that I think the wild cards, at least so far, is 1,000 times better than what it was last year. I think last year we only had one good wild card game.
Yeah.
And we already got two awesome games that we've been talking about just one of them for over 20 minutes. Where I think last year when we did some stuff about the wild card, I literally said, I'm like, okay, it's a 5-minute conversation. The games all suck. Let's move on.
Yeah, literally. I remember that.
Like, look, both of these are 1-score games coming down to the final possession. Like, there's nothing to complain about here.
No, nothing at all.
Like, if you're just a fan of football, these are awesome games.
Horrible. Yeah.
And it's Keys asking, what about Bryce Young? He surprised the heck out of me this year. And
I agree with that. I'll be honest, before today, I didn't know who Bryce Young was, really. I really didn't. I'm like, you know, like I'm a fan of the NFL, right? And I have my teams I follow and my players I like and all that. But I don't know every single roster the way I know hockey, for say, right? But Bryce Young, okay, well, whatever. But he proved me wrong. He played very well. And I think you can put him out of conversation now of him being one of the top quarterbacks. I mean, one more play, he could have won the game easy.
Hold your horses. And I got to agree with Brandon here. And this is more about the Caleb Williams comment, I believe. And I would say the same about Bryce Young. They're not upper echelon yet. They're not your.
No, I'm not saying they are.
As much as I'm not a fan of them, these guys aren't your Patrick Mahomes. They're not your Josh Allen, who, much as Bills Mafia got mad at me when I said about comparing Mahomes to Allen. I love Josh Allen. They're not your Matthew Stafford, who, by the way, did not have a great game today, but found a way to put together one drive when he desperately needed it. Right? I would say these are
like Stroud.
Yeah, like a CJ Stroud, a Jaden Daniels. They're good quarterbacks. Or like, I actually put Joe Burrow on that upper echelon. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I think Joe Burrow, I think the Bengals are in the playoffs right now if Joe Burrow doesn't get hurt.
But I think Joe Burrow's better than that, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I think Joe Burrow's a top echelon, an upper echelon quarterback. That's what I just said.
No, I think he's up there like Josh Allen.
That's what I'm saying.
No, he's up there like Caleb Williams.
No, I didn't. I said he's in the upper echelon, unlike Caleb Williams.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
You should be sorry. Lane, get this man an ear pick. He's got wax in his ears.
Apparently.
I can't hear my thick Bills hat on.
But yeah, Brandon, I would agree with you there.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
I thought the game would be close-ish, not a field goal difference.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Burrow is definitely upper echelon. I don't think Joe Burrow gets enough respect for what he does with probably the worst offensive line in football.
Yeah.
Like the man's very impressive. But we had two awesome games today, and boys, I just think we got to say this: like the wild card has started off in a very positive.
Start off with a bang for sure.
I think now with the games coming up tomorrow.
It's going to be hard to live up to.
Tomorrow on Monday, it's going to be hard to live up to it.
Yeah.
For sure.
But, of course, there was also some hockey on today.
Oh, yeah.
There's still some hockey going, but we go the, Toronto Maple Leafs get a big 5-0 win over Vancouver, where you have William Nylander, 2 goals and assists. Joseph Woll, 29 saves for the shutout, his 4th shutout of his NHL career. You also had Marcelli, Domi, Tavares, and Robertson pop in a couple nice ones. Like, I don't know if you guys would agree. From what I was able to catch today, I thought this game was pure dominance.
Oh, for sure. And I gotta give Max Domi so much respect there, having a fight that really helped getting a Maple Leaf team going. And I gotta give Easton Cowan a lot of respect for him dropping the gloves for the first time in his career. I know the referee got in the way and it didn't happen, but the fact that he was willing to drop the gloves, so you saw how Domi and Matthews really appreciate the rookie stepping up. I was very happy with that. I think this was a character win for Toronto, and I think it's so important that Toronto went 9 straight games with a point here, because the next game, they are getting nothing.
Dan, I don't know. I honestly think that right now this team is playing to a point where I don't think they're necessarily going to get blown out by Colorado.
Not getting any points, though.
I disagree with you. I think that the way Woll is playing, or Hildeby, you're getting really strong goaltending. You got to remember, the Leafs have on this streak, and most of these games you haven't had Willie Nylander in the lineup, and Nylander just made a big impact today. And as Brandon said, so much for a trap game. It was encouraging to see. And Brandon, I think a big reason why it's not a trap game is because William Nylander's back in the lineup. He adds a lot of offense to this team that just isn't there. And yeah, I do agree with Brandon here. I think the Leafs I'm not saying they will beat Colorado on Monday, but I'm not saying it's impossible either. And maybe Lane, I don't know if you think that maybe I'm drinking a little bit too much Austin Matthews Kool-Aid and that I'm nuts. What are your thoughts?
No, the Leafs have definitely been. I'm starting to get where I'm gonna have to shave my head to wear this hat. I know for a while I was like kicking and screaming, saying they weren't gonna make it, but it seems like the January Cup is when we decided to wake up.
Yeah, it's usually November when the Leafs start to get going. But today it was this year it was.
They were like, new year, new me. Let's go.
Yeah, literally hashtag.
Like, no, overall, a really awesome game from the Maple Leafs.
Be happy now, though. He must not even here. He's going to get fired every day. He's like, oh, fine.
And you know what? Austin Matthews continues his point streak of another assist, led the team in shots again with 5 shots on net. I thought Matthews looked really solid again today. Nylander, goal and 2 assists. Brendan Carlo looks like he's actually hitting the lineup nicely. Tavares have a nice goal. Robertson, late power play goal. Domi this time when he's all alone decided not to pass. He actually shot
Goldie
it.
Howe hat trick with Domi.
Oh, I also have an obsession with the donkey, but I have a gasser ass.
Oh, yes. Let's go.
Yeah. Or is it ass?
All right, gas or ass. Since we've talked about all season long here on the desk, in the comments, every one of us have talked about the Leafs trading players, trade up players. But maybe now should at least be talking about trading in players now that they've gotten better. Should we look to try to acquire players now that they've gotten better? Add some big pieces so they should at least become buyers instead of sellers? Since they can't
Great
trade.
question. I think you're getting really close to that conversation, right?
Never mind, close. You're there. I've been saying you've been there for a while. Sorry,
trade deadline's March. I mean, you're 7 games over 500.
Because what you can do,
keep this up, I say 100% your buyer.
Because what you can do, and the thing the fans like me didn't realize, and it's true, we were frustrated. You still have a lot of extra guys that aren't playing. You have so many guys sitting in that press box eating free popcorn. You can try to move out a lot of money, a lot of people sitting there. Now you can move out maybe a Yarn Croak, a this, a that, and try to bring in one guy who maybe is playing on a team that's not going to be a high price tag, but somebody you can just bring in to help, with the depth, or maybe you replace someone for Chris Tanev, because unfortunately it sounds like Chris Tanev's season is over. So maybe bring in someone to help that bolster that defense, or maybe you look for try to find another winger that can help on that second line, or maybe just leave the team alone.
Luke Schenn.
You can't leave the team alone. That's not an option.
Schenn.
100%.
Luke. Say it with me.
Schenn. And
you'll be able to get him for a bag of peanuts.
That's what apparently the rumors. Apparently, these are looking.
Well, but it makes perfect sense, right? You have an instant guy that can play Morgan Riley.
Yeah.
Then you can go back, because if you get Luke Schenn, hypothetically, I don't know, we trade Carly Yarncrow and a 3rd round pick.
Yeah.
And then you can do
Riley,
Schenn, McCabe, Carlo, Stetcher, OEL. That's a really good defense. Right? So
yeah.
But look, I do want to get to some comments here, and
I want to answer Brandon's comment. Yeah, this is comment I want to answer. I mean,
Dan,
he's an idiot.
I still think the Leafs need more help in the forwards. I don't think Maccelli answers Mitch Marner, but I do agree Maccelli has played a lot better, and I'm starting to respect him now. He's got 7 goals now. And now I think the key was he just wasn't getting power play minutes, and since Steve Sullivan came in and took over, he's got some power play minutes. And he's got 17 points in 33 games, -3. I mean, it's not a 100-point guy, but it's 100% better than what it was, right? So I gotta give him a lot of respect for that.
All I know is Marcelli's been playing really well of late, and he's really fit in really nicely on that second line. You feel bad for a guy like Bobby McMahon, who's been demoted now to the 4th line, and I think that's no fault of his own.
No, he's played great.
I think Bobby McMahon's having a nice season. It's just you look at Matias Marcelli's game, and it's kind of hard to argue with. I mean, McMahon's got 23 points, has 13 goals already. Robertson got his 10th of the season tonight, but now Marcelli's up to 17 points.
Yeah.
And it's 17 points over 33 games. His last 5, he's got points in 3 out of his last 5, right? Yeah. And he's starting to really make that impact that I think you were hoping he would be, and not necessarily replacing Morgan Riley. I mean, not Morgan Riley, sorry, replacing Mitch Marner, but being a guy that can get some make nice plays on the power play, can move up and down your lineup when need be. I think Marcelli is now playing the way you expected him to, right? Like, he's on pace now, if he played the whole season, be around that 45 points, and you only gave up a 3rd round pick to get him. Like, I mean, it's a win-win situation with Marcelli. And Dan, you keep saying
I almost use him as trade bait.
No, you don't use him.
Why would you trade him? He's playing good.
Playing great. But Dan, here's what I don't understand. Use him at trade bait. He's playing, even though he's playing well. Max Domi passes on breakaways and gets high sticking penalties while he has the puck. Oh, but we can't trade him.
Gordie Howe hat trick.
I don't care. Actually, I have a you know what? No. Here's what I have to say about this. I'm not roaring the bump because I'm too angry. Gasser
mad. I like
by Max Domi was selfish and stupid. You're up 4-0. Why the hell were you giving Vancouver any bloody momentum at that point? It was useless. You have Austin Matthews in front of the net wide open. Matty Nye's about to pass it to him. Oh, I want to drop the gloves. I'm big and tough like my papa. Can you imagine if you do that? You're down a goal. Hold on. You're down a goal. All the momentum's coming around. And all of a sudden, you can't get a scoring opportunity because you got into the fight. Like, I'm sorry, it was a completely wrong time to fight. And what if that
fight? You hear the crowd get into it?
I don't. If Max Domi loses that fight, the crowd's not into it.
He's not going to lose.
He's lost plenty of fights, Dan. Look, it was terrible timing. You don't give your opponent any opportunity to gain momentum in a 4-0 game.
I agree.
Well, he had to.
Lane agrees with me, Dan.
But I forgot to. I did want to mention. I don't know if you guys saw. You know who is doing something great, though? I don't know if you guys saw this on Twitter, but I thought this was hilarious. Scott Lawton did something so funny today that I actually thought was hilarious. For the first time ever, he wore a mic. He wore a mic for the practice. Like he brought in a lavalier mic and put it on his jersey, and he offered $250 to the guy who played the hardest in practice. And he would like literally tell him, like, Matt, he's like, "You're not getting it," and then he's like, "Matt, man, guys, you're not getting it." And the guys were getting mad at him. They're like, "Oh, what? That's $250." He's like, "Well, I play better."
No, Scott Lawton just came as advertised.
I thought that was hilarious. He's telling Matt, he's like, "Play better, bro."
So Brandon is saying, this is back to the Luke Shen situation. I like the right side defense at the moment. I'm not saying I dislike it, but I would still like to bring in one more.
Just because of injuries, right? Like someone could easily get injured blocking a shot
guy into that
taking a fight. And why not dress 7 defensemen? Tampa Bay won 2 Stanley Cups dressing 7 defensemen.
And yet, Brandon, again, too, the power play has been since Sullivan's came into the power play, at least power play's been clicking over 40% since Sullivan's came in. Numbers don't lie. It has been the factor. I mean, the whole team is playing better, but when you have a penalty kill that's one of the best in the NHL, plus you have a power play that of late is rolling like one of the best in the NHL, you got to look. Vancouver had 6 power plays today. If they score on half of those, this is a completely different game.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and Lane asked Brendan if he would do maybe potentially moves, and he's about leaving the team the way it is. And he's saying, Brandon's saying, yeah, or minimum moves. I don't know if the Leafs have the assets or do the trade roster players like you mentioned. And that's the only other thing. As much as the Leafs are playing really well, if you don't feel this team can go win a cup and you don't see the players at deadline to help you win a cup, then save your money and get players in the offseason and do it next year.
No.
And the cap's going up a bunch. Dan, you can say no all you want. Does it make sense trading? I don't know. I don't even know who we have left as a prospect. But is it worth trading Easton Cowan to bring in a top-notch 6'6" forward, and you still feel this team can't win a cup this year? When next year the free agency is supposed to be really hot, and the Leafs are going to have a lot of cap space.
Yeah, but so is everyone else.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's going to be a very busy free agency. You have to ask yourself that. It's like the Leafs making the Brandon Carlo trade, as I've said. Although Carlo played really well tonight, that trade has kind of aged like milk.
Yeah. I just think every time you don't make a move in a trade deadline, you're like leaving money on the table. You gotta get it done. The Leafs have not won in almost 50 years now. Okay?
It's been more than 50 years, Dan. It's been more than 50 years, Dan. Read a book.
67 was the last time Bull winning 26.
1967, as Dan always likes to sing about 1989.
No, 1990. I guess it's a
99.
song. 1999.
Well, I'm singing my song. 1967.
You're a
was the
Leaf fan
last-
too, bud.
Well, sometimes.
You're singing it to yourself.
Sometimes. Depends on the day.
Yeah.
Depends on, okay,
Anyway.
if they're winning, I'm a fan. If they're losing,
Yeah, see ya.
But no, Key, I'm
Yeah.
just the thing with Max Domi is I just feel that's not the right time to fight. They say fighting has a time and place, and I just
Jacob, you're a nun, bro.
I'm not a nun, dude. Number one,
You are
dude.
100%.
No.
Okay, you be saying forever the Air Canada Center is dead. You had your fans on the feet, bro. This is not a Belfast one
On the
game. This
feet,
is
not
about-
their feet, on
this is
the
about
feet.
turning your
Whose
season
feet?
around.
Whose
Okay,
feet? Who the hell
Fight
knows?
like
Dan
that
says
changes
they
the
were on
season.
the feet, not their feet. They were on the feet. Lane,
Yeah.
were they on your feet?
I hope not.
Hope not either. It might hurt. If you had almost 19,000 people standing on your feet, that would really hurt.
I'd be like, can you move, please?
Move your feet. But no, Dan, it's just, but what happens if Domi has that fight that energizes Vancouver's bench and then Vancouver scores 3 goals over the next 5 minutes?
What if they win the
Vancouver's
game?
lost how many games in a row now?
Not
Like Vancouver sucks.
so. Toronto sucked 3 weeks ago. What's your point?
I still
Calgary beat the Wild today.
Move for
Did you
me.
expect that?
What?
Calgary beat the Wild today. Did you expect that?
No.
Exactly. So did you expect Boston to score 10 goals against the Rangers?
Yeah, kind of.
No, you didn't. No one expected them to score 10 goals, especially Morgan Geekie leaving. And obviously, let's hope that everything with his family's okay. Apparently, he left the game due to a personal matter. So let's hope everything's okay with Morgan Geekie and his loved ones.
And let's leave him
Please,
alone.
no rumors
And leave him
online,
alone.
everyone.
Leave him alone.
Yeah.
Don't be an Ottawa Senators troll. Like, for the
No.
love of God, I don't know what the hell. I don't know who pissed in that guy's cornflakes.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, at the end of the day, the Leafs won. The fans got excited. It's great. Talk to me when he does that, and then they blow a lead due to a momentum shift. That's all I'm saying. And Brandon is saying with the trades, ask him closer to the deadline lane. So remember
That's what I'm saying too. Yeah.
I know, it's just a fair question. Like we always talk
Great
about.
question. Yeah, I loved it.
We always talk about them trading out. We've literally all every week, feels like every post game, we're like, trade this guy, trade that guy, trade Willie, trade this guy.
I will say too, I feel Morgan Riley's had a nice bounce back the last.
Maybe it's a
couple
put that in the poll, Jacob.
I'm still not on the Morgan Riley train. I'm like choo choo. I'm like next train. I don't know.
Did you say train?
I did say train. I'm still not on that. I'm still not on that Morgan Riley train.
All
He
I'm
was on
saying
the
is
Team Canada, bro.
Morgan
So
Riley.
is BC.
No, we should not make.
No, he should not be.
You tell me you would take Morgan Riley over Jacob Chikrin or Matthew Schaefer, Dan. You did something else besides record videos with Lane earlier today.
No,
What did he take, Lane?
I can't say.
Brandon, I didn't have a problem with the fight. I wasn't worried about Vancouver coming back personally.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But all I'm getting at is
I know what you're trying to say. I know what he's trying to say.
it's just
doing a
one of
terrible job
those
doing it.
situations.
It's
okay?
not what happens.
But let's say Domi just goes on, everyone goes on, it's wonderful. And now they're in the playoffs, they're up 4-0 against Florida in the second period. And Domi decides to fight Sam Bennett and gets his ass kicked. Now what? All of a sudden, Florida storms back, you win 5-4. And all of a sudden, the Leafs are out in the first or second round again. Every game should be to either A, to try to make the playoffs, or B, get ready for the playoffs.
Playoffs?
And that is something you can't do because it's just bad situational hockey. I talk situational football all the time, which, by the way, there was so much situational complimentary football today. I was in love.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Brandon, that's all I'm saying. You got to
Like if you're down 4-0, okay, maybe you're down 4-0. Okay, then you fight the guy.
Dummied him.
Like okay, let's put it on the other. Let's put the shoe on the other foot, right? Let's say you're down 4-0 to Vancouver in your building. The crowd is quieter than the library. Then maybe you fight to get the fans rocking and the team motivated. Maybe that's when you go up there and you just beat the crap out of somebody. But when you're up 5-0 and you're dominating the game, you don't necessarily have to go beat someone up. You just roll with the game and finish off the game strong.
No, but you guys don't
He
get
hates
it.
feet.
The
We've learned
Leafs
that
have
today.
sucked all year. And now you even say yourself, we're in the conversation where we're buying now, not selling.
Well, we're not in the
That
conversation.
might
I was
just
just asking.
to the league that the Maple Leafs are not a joke anymore. The Maple Leafs have
Give me
woken
a
up.
break, and he fought some Swede who's never fought before. If he did that to Ryan Reeves, sure. Or Matt Rempe, fine. He did it to a player who doesn't even fight. Give me a break.
No, I'm just saying.
You're acting like when Logan Paul beat up a senior citizen, or Jake Paul, whichever Paul. Lane, which Paul was it? Help me out.
Well, they're all terrible.
Well, I know that.
Oh, the balls are terrible.
Oh, what about this handsome guy? As Brandon says, I think both Moores make good points. Lane, you're just so dashing that like people want to give. No one calls Dan and I dashing in the comments, so they have to call us.
That's right. Well, thank you, Landon. You know, like Jacob and I have to make the points. Lane's got to be here for the good looks.
That's right.
But
I can't be on the desk.
Yeah.
There's another hockey game I want to talk about, and then I do want to circle back to the Rams versus the Panthers. And what a disaster today for Montreal.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Well, guys, I understand we're Leaf fans, but we have a lot of Habs fans who join us at the desk.
Hey, I
we
like the Habs.
we appreciate them. And look, for Montreal, this game was just bad.
Yeah.
Like, Alex DeBrincat going 2 assists, Andrew Cobb, nice night, Dylan Larkin 2 points, and Jacob Fowler, again, 3 goals on 23 shots. So this is begging the question in Montreal.
Gibson with the shutout.
Yeah, Gibson with the shutout. And I've said this a lot of late. Dan, I know you say Montreal's the best Canadian team. I don't think you can consider Montreal an actual contender until they go get a serviceable goalie.
I'm going to be honest, guys. If it keeps up, wow, English is hard. How long before we say Toronto is the next best Canadian team?
Whoa.
It may not be very long. It might not be very long.
I like this comment here. Hey, I'm not mocking.
No, I really like the Habs.
All I'm saying is that Montreal and Lane, then I will address your point. All I'm saying at Montreal is if they
welcome back to the next byway.
If they feel they are a legitimate contender, then they have to go get a better goalie than 3 AHL goaltenders, because that's what they have right now. They have 3 AHL goalies. And yeah, getting Philip Deneau was nice. He's a great player. I love Philip Deneau.
Me too.
Never understood why they just didn't keep him in the first place. But I don't feel this team can win a Stanley Cup with 3 AHL goalies.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I mean, the goalie market's pretty thin considering Ottawa is going to James Reimer, who couldn't even keep the starting job at the Spangler. But I mean, like, I really don't. I feel Montreal is a legitimate contender with a goaltender. I really do. I think this Montreal team is good enough that they can go all the way. They have 4 really good lines. Their defense is huge. They have so many guys that can score. They have so much young talent. Plus, they have a lot of veterans in that lineup. I just look at it about I just look at it for Montreal until they get a goaltender. They don't really have it, in my opinion, to go the distance. I think they'll make the playoffs, but I don't see this goaltending trio winning a 7-game series against a Florida or Tampa if they make the dance.
Well, it's like
Frank Sorelli picked them to win the Cup beginning of the season. Now, remember, at the beginning of the season, everyone thought Montembeault was the guy. He was on Team Canada for the 4 Nations, and clearly Montembeault is not the guy.
Well,
and I do agree that. Sorry, Dan. I just want to address some comments.
Yeah, go ahead. 100%.
I do agree. Montreal was a very young team, and I'm not saying they need to rush. Like, if it's trade Slafkovsky to get a goalie, then that would just be plain stupid.
Oh, for sure.
Or trading, that they have a lot of good prospects though. Trading Haig to get a goalie, I'd be like, no, you're insane. Yeah. But if you can trade a Josh Anderson and maybe a first-round pick to go bring in a true number 1 goalie, then I'm okay with it, right? That's kind of the way I'm looking at it in Montreal.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I totally agree with this. I totally agree with that comment because I don't think Montreal is in the West. I think Montreal is the best Canadian team this year. I see Montreal doing a deeper playoff one. I see depending who our standings will line up. I see Montreal making it to the second round this year, but I don't see Montreal winning the cup this year.
I do with a better goalie. I do.
What?
With better goaltending, I see Montreal going on a run.
Wow.
I legitimately think
Sweden.
And welcome back to the desk. And yeah, hey, you know what? I can't wait to see how Sweden goes at the Olympics because I think Sweden's the real deal. But riddle me this. You call the New Jersey Devils and say, we want Jacob Markstrom.
Yeah.
Right? Or Jake Allen. Jake Allen.
Because they played in Montreal before Jake Allen?
Yep, and they loved him there. So you call and you bring back Jake Allen and you trade Josh Anderson in a draft and maybe a second round or even a first round pick.
Yeah.
No offense, Josh Anderson is not part of your future plans in Montreal. Can we just all realize that?
Yeah, I love Josh Anderson, but yeah.
You bring in Jake Allen, because I think Jacob Fowler could be the real deal. He kind of reminds me of where Dennis Hildeby was last year. I just don't think he's ready. So then you trade Montembeault even for Allen. Be like, whatever, New Jersey, here you go. Have Sam Montembeault. We picked him up on waivers for nothing. Who cares? And you make
waivers
that
in Canada
to fix your goaltending situation for Jake Allen. And I seriously look at it, and I think of goaltending, they'd face Tampa in the first round, right, as the playoffs started today. And I actually feel with better goaltending, this team can beat Tampa. Who, by the way, Tampa's won 9 straight. They've been red hot.
Yeah, Tampa's a good team.
But I do feel with better goaltending, they're potentially leading the division, and then they're playing Washington. And all of a sudden, Washington, you almost beat Washington last year with sus goaltending, and now your team's that much deeper, that much more experienced. With good goaltending, I could see Montreal running the Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you guys think I'm crazy.
Oh. Howdy.
Sorry.
Howdy.
Does Fowler have a Matt Murray rookie run in him?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm going to say no, because I don't think you want him to become Matt Murray and have one good run and then forget how to stand on skates.
I still like Matt Murray. Did he have play a couple of games in Seattle this year?
He's been all right.
I feel like he had before he was back in the minors for a minute. Double check. I don't know.
Habs are rolling with Flower, number 1. Monty is Montembeault is number 2 for now. I don't know. Maybe I'm overconfident in Montreal, and maybe I'm thinking they're further ahead than what they are. But I really think with a solid goaltender, this team can actually do some damage.
Boy, Matt Murray's injured, but did you know in the 5 games he played with Seattle this year, Mr. Matt Murray, he didn't win a game, but his goals against Abbots was 2-2-1, and save percentage was 922.
He didn't win
good in 5 games.
Sure, it's fine, but statistically, last few years he's been bad.
Well, you can
Adam, the junior citizen of the panel, is out in Ottawa. Went to the Sens game tonight, which that had quite the crazy finish. Pretty controversial hit in that one as well. Maybe we'll break down in a little bit, but I feel like I was supposed to answer a question of Lane's, and then I went on a rant about Montreal's goaltending. I'm sorry, Lane.
It's okay.
But I think Lane wants to show us something.
Yeah, I just thought since we're here at the desk, I want to know everyone's opinion on this. So
at the desk.
Okay.
Oh, see, I Kovalchuk for a second.
No. So apparently, reached out to Dougie Hamilton's agent, JP Barry. His response: Dougie was informed today that he will not be playing now that Kovalchuk is back in the lineup in our view. Though the decision is Though the decision is all about business rather than his game right now, singling him out seems very calculated at the stage. Dougie has a 10-team trade list, and there has been efforts to trade him going back to the draft last year. We have made it clear to the Devils that we will consider teams outside our list and the creative ways to get a team that is mutually acceptable. So Hamilton's cap is willing to find a flexible beyond 10 team list if it means fightable suiting to a trade. Now, we've always talked about here at the desk about sorry, I lost this here. We've always talked on the desk about, especially Dan has mentioned it a bunch of times about, well, for example, Mitch Marner or Austin Matthews, if he doesn't want to trade him, just bench him. And Jacob says you can't do it. Well, the Devils just did that. Apparently he said no, and they were just like, well, boo, sit at home. What do we think of this? What's everyone's opinion on this? I want to know. Sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think.
This is wild.
And we do have some comments coming flying in.
We do.
Because I can't believe
Sheldon keep days away from getting fired.
I agree with that 100%.
I don't know if it's Sheldon Keefe's say, though. It could be the GM.
Someone's got to get fired. But it's completely fell apart for New Jersey.
I feel like these Quinn Hughes rumors are guys being asked to waive no craze clause messed up morale. I do agree.
That could happen, yeah.
And the problem when you do things like that is I'm very curious to see, like, for example, the Rangers this year, the way they handled the Trouba situation. How does free agency go for them?
Terrible.
Right. Yeah.
And that's kind of my thought process with New Jersey as well. I don't know. I'm not a fan of teams doing this.
I agree with this comment.
Fitzgerald,
I think it's 50. He's been the one who's been rumored to be
Fitzgerald, right? Former
Maple
Leaf penalty killer dude.
And he's been the one who's been rumored to have been fired. Like apparently him and the owner aren't really seeing eye to eye right now. So maybe Fitzgerald is just like, well, if I'm getting fired and they fire me, I'm not gonna let players play. And like, who knows? There's apparently a big fight going. I don't know. It's just weird. This Devils team seems so good, and then like what Brendan said in that Freeman's comment, if you want to point that, but I could get again, Jacob, because I think it's such a good comment here. Just this whole rumor about this whole Quinn Hughes and then Luke Hughes, and then asking guys to be like, well, will you go up when you had something good, right? You had a good team. Things were going well. Jack Hughes came back from injury. Things were looking up. Then you try to make this Quinn Hughes trade, and then you don't get him. And now the team's falling apart. You're losing games left, right, and center. Now you're benching stars. Like, I don't know. This is not the team I thought would free fall, but man, they have fallen off the map.
The Devils went from.
I said this was the team that was going to fall apart in the quarter-way through the season. Mm-hmm. I said Sheldon Keefe's not the real deal. I don't
think it's on Keefe.
Not the real deal. I
don't know if it's on Keefe, though.
I think this is just poor management. And the Devils, to put in perspective, 2 months ago, were second in the Metropolitan. They are now 6 points out of a playoff spot, sitting towards the bottom of the wild card. And yeah, Jack Hughes getting injured at a team dinner. I don't know if they had team dinner at a shooting range. I don't know what the hell was going on there.
He got dinner. And you're right, Dan. It is Tom Fitzgerald, the former Leaf, as Brendan put in the comments.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Good Maple Leaf. Great penalty killer. Holy cow.
Sure, that's lovely, but
No, but I mean, his days are numbered, right? I mean, I said,
are they?
Sheldon Keefe so great we win the Stanley Cup. I'm like, nope.
They're not firing Sheldon Keefe, Dan. Read a book.
What?
I don't know if it's his saying. I don't. It may not even be his say.
I don't think
somebody.
Sure, but I think it's going to be Fitzgerald. The only thing it might be, will Fitzgerald fire Keefe to try to save face on his own job?
Well, that's what I'm saying, right?
Subazor, we can't really show. I don't know if we want to show that comment, but that was all just a bunch of. That was just an internet rumor that got shut down. By the way,
yeah. So we can definitely show this comment. Sorry, I was just checking. I was just reading.
I want to make sure it was appropriate.
Stat quick. Yeah. So all the cheating is these were fabricated social media rumors and artificial intelligent tweets that were generated. We've also seen, I don't know if you guys have seen Brady Tkachuk's outrage saying this is F and BS, which I'm not going to get word for word. But what happened in Ottawa is, long story short, a pile of crap. We addressed it a lot more on our previous show. I believe Lane wants to say something about it because Lane's so polite. I got to say that. Like, he puts his hand up. He's like, well, please, sir. Have some
Please, I'm going to the bathroom.
Go ahead. No, but I was listening to Elliot Freeman today on his 32 Thoughts show of the podcast, and he talked about he talked about the situation. He said, I wouldn't be surprised if one of these Ottawa players went to management after seeing this and being like, if my name got brought up in this, I want to trade out. But there was a lot of comments on that. Like people kind of started a little bit of back and forth on social media, and people were 50-50 from what I read. Like that comment that he said kind of brought up a lot of social media, like it was a gas or ass, where some people were like, yeah, I would ask out. But they're like, well, what does that say about the organization? Is that you being selfish because you got named by a troll? That doesn't even matter. Like, but where do you sit on that? Because I don't know where I sit on that. Because I'm the kind of guy that I would be bothered if my name got brought. I'm the kind of personality where if people were talking about me and my family, it would piss me off. Yeah, it would piss you off, right? But would you want to leave the team because
depending on how it was handled? I think Ottawa handled it well.
Some people, but that's the thing. Some people are legitimately pissed because the argument is, that's funny because the argument is, well, why did he address it? It was free.
You had to address it.
It was, but here's the funny thing, right? You would think that, right? Like we all thought that, but I actually was watching a podcast, and the amount of interactions on that sort of troll. So it's actually interesting to notice because I didn't know this until I really had listened to it myself. The interactions on the troll, all that trolling, was under 1,000 interactions on Twitter. It was only 800 people. Once Steve Staios made the statement that the transactions went from 800 to over 5,600. So he actually put more eyes and more they're saying because of his statement and attacking the troll instead of ignoring it, being like, we're not going to deal with this crap. I'm just saying that's the argument online. What do you want? What do you want to be or not? That's just what the truth is.
For sure.
It's somewhere in the middle, right? Where it's like
I don't care about your feelings. I mean, you're not wrong.
I know, but
I'm curious, Dan, on your perspective. But if that's me, and if someone is accusing my wife of wife swapping and not like the reality TV show back in the day, I would want my team sticking up for me.
Here's what I think, okay?
But they're saying it's not sticking up. That's what they're saying.
I feel it is, but go ahead, Dan.
I think Steve Staios 1,000% did the right thing. If I was sitting there as a GM of a team and I was helping my team, I would have done the exact same thing. I would have maybe put a video of it and put some more interesting words, but I said 1,000% he did the right thing. Maybe it wasn't the right outcome, but I still
be a good guess for us, actually.
think 1,000% is the right thing. The other thing I want to say, well, as crazy as it might sound, I don't know how fake it really is. I think some of it could have happened. We saw this happen back in the day happen with Jeff Carter and Mike.
Dan, no. If you start to spread complete BS, I'm literally going to cut your mic and kick you from the desk.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying you're full of more crap than after you ate Taco Bell on Tuesday. No. There's zero truth to these allegations. Zero. Zilch.
Well,
nada.
Jacob, I will say one thing.
Nothing. Frickle.
I will say one thing.
Go ahead, Lane.
I do think there is drama in the dressing. I don't think it's
sure. I don't think
it's what they're.
I don't think they're hanging out in their birthday suits. No. I
don't think it has anything. I'm not saying it has anything to do with this. I don't think there's any of that. But I do think there could be some sort of drama in the dressing room that maybe now will get brought up because of that, and maybe will cause some drama because now players are like, "Well, my name's out there, your name didn't get out there." Blah blah blah. I think this is just gonna derail a season that was looking pretty good.
Yeah,
I just get kind of worried with the Senators now because then you get pumped 8-1 by the Colorado Avalanche, which didn't look good.
Yeah, I was bad. Whoa.
And then now it's like you got this drama, and it's gonna follow you, right? You're everywhere you go. Reporters are gonna ask you. You're gonna come in Toronto. They're gonna be like, "What about this situation?" Blah blah blah. It's just more noise they didn't need, and I do think we're starting to see the Senators kind of falling apart a little bit. And then with Linus Ullmark stepping away. So there might be something going on there, not quite to what the trolls were saying.
Never mind, not quite. I doubt it's even close.
No, I know. I'm clarifying that. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think that was obviously 100% made up BS.
Lane has it on the head 1,000%.
I just think there could be a very little small chance there is actually something going on in that dressing room, and maybe the trolls are now aggravating what was actually going on by making some fake B crap statement story, and now they're adding to that little drama that was really not a big deal, but now we're making it 1,000 times worse. And now, Jacob's joined us twice apparently.
Oh my gosh,
he's really mad at us.
Yeah, but what Lane as well was trying to say, I guess I didn't word it.
I thought Jacob's going to yell at me twice.
I guess I didn't word my concerns properly. I think
I know what you were trying to say, Dan. I think that's why I wanted to clarify it.
I know what said happened on Twitter didn't happen. I get that. What I'm saying, though, is I think there's something going on in that dressing room, whether people want to admit it or not. I'm not saying it was the right thing to go on Twitter and put out false rumors of what was happening, but now we know something is happening. And
I think something's happening.
I think it will be delayed for team. It was just very sad.
It could deflate the team 100%. This could deflate
100%. Because this team, I think, going into this year, had, especially getting distance of both cousins, I think this team had the same potential as the Montreal Canadiens to
I don't know about that,
second
but
round in the playoffs.
I think Montreal's better team.
I know Montreal's better. I'm not disputing that.
He's an idiot.
Right there. It's a really good team.
No.
What?
No.
Before all this happened.
No. The only reason why I don't want to make the playoffs last year is because half the teams in the East sucked. You had off years from so many other teams. Ottawa, I still think is one of the most disappointing teams, but the way you're thinking that they were going to be Montreal competing for the Atlantic, you're on glue. Montreal's got so much more talent and depth and prospects than the Ottawa Senators. But we need to get to some comments here.
Yeah, a lot of great comments coming in, so thank you, everyone.
And then I do want to swing back to the Ottawa Senators again, but Leafs are looking really good. What do you guys think is the turning point for the Leafs? One comment says that Austin Matthews put down his purse to start playing like a man.
Yeah, 100%.
I do think maybe not so much the purse, although I did see an NFL associate looking like he was wearing a satchel. Dan didn't believe me, but it was burgundy. It was very cute. It matched Lane's eyes.
Oh.
But look, I think the biggest turnaround for the Leafs has been chemistry. I think finally Craig Berube has figured out his lines and he's built some real chemistry, although I'm not a huge fan of Bobby McMahon on the fourth. But I think he's built some real chemistry with this group. And yes, and that chemistry building has also meant Austin Matthews has gotten on a roll. But Matthews is rolling. You're getting really strong goaltending, and you have four lines. And I think this was the goal of Tree Living trying to build the team of life after Marner was a 4-line team. And you watch a game like today, you had all 4 lines contributing.
I think the turning point was Steve Sullivan. I called it last year, even though the Leafs were successful in the season and made it. Yeah, special teams, exactly at Brandon's point. Like, I really think Mark Savard should have been fired in the summer, like before the season even started. And I think Steve Sullivan's got this power play looking a lot better and still has the penalty kill playing amazing, right? And you look at all the teams that make deep playoff runs and have good seasons for all season in the top 15 in power play and top 15 in penalty kill. And this power play keeps playing the way it has been, it will be in top 15 very quick. And penalty kill, we're in top 5, top 3. Like
we were the fifth in the league going into tonight's game.
And I think the other turning point is goaltending. Dennis Hildeby has stepped it up amazingly for his hockey club.
Wall second shutout of the year tonight.
Yeah, Joseph Wall, he had a couple fuds of a game, but most of his games are very impressive. And I think with Hildeby, I think every game he has played with Maple Leafs this year, he has given the team a chance to win. And what else can you ask for of a rookie goaltender, right?
What's your thoughts on this, Lane?
Great question, by the way.
Yeah, it's kind of in the middle, right? It's hard to say. The poaching players things is so crazy. Like, you never know what's going on, right? You really never know.
Yeah, and this is with the good old tampering, which again, the CFL just knows what happened, so he's getting a window to do it. But, yeah, I mean, it is interesting in the NHL. We always see tampering heading into the deadline. That
you
is
never know.
And Key, I do get what you're saying about teams trying to be aggressive, but there's a difference between being aggressive and borderline, like insider trading. So
look, it happened last year with Mitch Marner in Vegas, right? And
get over Mitch Marner.
No, I'm just saying it happened, the tampering, and instead of hiding it, Brad Treliving did the right thing and publicly embarrassed Vegas and say, hey, give me Nicholas Waugh, or I'm reporting you because we all know this happened. And as much as I love Max Pacioretty and Ryan Reeves, he knew they were the issues, and he got rid of them. So I think Brad Treliving channeled it 1,000% perfect.
But yeah, it's hard to know, like, what really, like, with the Leafs, you know, a lot of things could have happened, right? You know what I mean? Like, whether it was putting in a goaltender or getting special teams better. It just, sometimes you just, things just don't work out. They go spiraling, and sometimes you see a small change, and maybe, I didn't think it was going to be a small change. I didn't think that, for the Leafs, I personally didn't think that it was just going to be like, oh, get the assistant coach and everything's going to be fixed, because I saw so many more issues between this team. I didn't think, just because they fired some coach and hired a new coach, and I thought it was going to be like a new coach bump with the Leafs too, right? I thought it was just going to be like, okay, maybe they'll be better for a few games. They know the rumors, they're hearing the noise. It's everywhere. They're gonna buckle up their pants for a few games, play a few good games, and then they'll go back to being the same Leafs they've been all year. Well, It turns out, you know what? There's been a lot of injuries, and I get that. Like, right, there's been, like, you know, you had Matthews, who we don't even know what's going on with that guy. We don't know what's going on with Stolars. We don't know what's going on with half the roster at the time. We don't know if guys are hurt, healthy, because because the Leafs are one of the worst teams with that, which, again, I understand. They don't want to.
I don't. I like how football does it better. They legally have to say what the injuries are, especially with the world of sports betting now. But I think fans have the right to know what's going on, which
but
actually that is a pre-record episode. I can't wait to dive in with you guys as a special on sports betting. I saw a really interesting take from Dave Ramsey, not Gordon Ramsay. He's not going to make you a souffle, but Dave Ramsey, who is a very well-known financial advisor. Yeah. And it was a really interesting take he has. But again, Lane's got his hand up. I feel like I'm the professor. So
he's going bathroom.
Mr. Dashko, speak to the class.
Now, I'm not saying I don't agree with you. I would rather know the truth, but you could make a weird counter argument. This is just from the other side. I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but there's this conversation you can make that the Leafs media is the worst media in all of NHL. It's not even close, because if you're on San Jose, let's just say I play on San Jose, and I broke my finger. If San Jose media Twitter says Lane Dashko broke his finger and is out for a month, no one cares.
Yeah.
If I play on the Toronto Maple Leafs and I break my fingernail, and they say Lane Dashko will be out for 3 games for a broken fingernail, there's going to be 200,000 tweets in the next 5 minutes of, trade him. He's a terrible person. Oh my God, his mother didn't raise him right. And then it's gonna be this huge.
Lane, I bet you have a really nice mother.
She actually is a nice mother. But my point is the difference of the media attention from like a team that is like maybe like even a team like I would say like Montreal, Toronto, Detroit, all the original 6 teams have that sort of media attention because they are the original teams. They are the teams that have the biggest eyes. They're the teams that were the first few teams. All the other teams, they're allowed to go up there and put their injuries because nobody fixates on it. It's like, okay, Morgan Geeky's out. I'm just saying.
I don't think you really have a point.
It's worse in Toronto, Jake.
But I don't agree with your point.
It's way worse.
I don't agree with your point.
Pat Quinn started all this. Upper body, lower body.
And rest in peace to Pat Quinn, obviously. But Hear me out on
What
this,
happened?
okay?
The
Hear
former
me out.
Maple Leaf coach, he died years ago.
Hear
Okay.
me
Remember the cigars?
out.
Yeah.
Would you say the Saskatchewan Roughriders have more media attention than the Toronto Argos?
You
Yeah.
could argue it.
Simple yes or no.
Yeah.
I would say yeah because of the States.
So way more, I would argue way more attention. They still have to follow the same rules when it comes to putting out their injured
But
list.
it's not the same, Jacob.
It is. Dude, you have not
The
been to
NHL
Regina.
doesn't
if you
have
don't think
injury
it's the
rules.
same.
The CFL does.
But I'm saying that should be an NHL standard. If you want all
Right
this
now it's
betting,
not.
no, but if you want all this betting, and I just put my house on Austin Matthews scoring a goal, and turns out he has
How
a
stupid
pulled
of you.
hamstring that I don't know about. Look, I'm sorry, but if you want all the revenue from sports betting, which these players do, and so do the teams, and so do the leagues,
Well, it just goes back to the whole gambling. Like, we don't know what's going on in the NHL, right? We really don't. We don't know what's going on.
no, we
there.
don't. There's been a lot
And
of
I'm praying. I'm knocking on wood here that we're not going to get some tweet in the next 3 months saying that there's some illegal gambling thing going on, but we really don't know. We saw it with basketball. We saw it going on in other sports. We've seen it in college football now.
Mhm.
We've seen it with different sports with all this illegal gambling situation going on. We've seen it in baseball with the help me out here. What's their name?
Oh. Can't think
I
of
know
it.
the Cleveland Guardians. Sorry.
Yeah.
You see what the Guardians having with their closing pitcher, literally throwing the ball, and when the guy swung, he threw the ball into the stands, and when the guy swung, it went, "Oh, wait!" Like
Yeah.
he was trying to get a ball. Like, what the heck is that? Come on, like, and I know it's so hard because we want to bet on it. Again, it's fun to bet on the game. Go, wow, like, I can maybe win $300 if Austin Matthews takes 5 shots tonight. But then again, we don't even know what's going on by the way. We don't even know.
But that's my point, right? And I'm not blaming the Leafs for not disclosing if they're not being forced to. Why the hell should they?
That's what
But I think the NHL needs to be like, look, if we want all this revenue from gambling, then we need to make the league more transparent because the NFL is super transparent. And so is the CFL. Well, all football is. And I just feel like we need to see the same from the NHL because of the amount of gambling revenue we are seeing. Unreal teams can have gambling ads on their uniform, hate what the league has become. And this is something that I think will change within the next. I know the CRTC, which is basically they're the ones that control what goes on broadcast. They are wanting firmer rules towards gambling ads and the way gambling is being pushed, because let's be honest, there are a lot of people who are addicted to gambling who are literally their lives are being. Now, I'm not saying don't gamble. Like, I mean, I don't sports gamble personally. Lane does. It doesn't make me a better person than Lane. I just am. No, I'm kidding.
This means being smarter. That's all.
I am a very smart man.
Yeah. Lane makes money.
But all I'm getting at is it's a slippery slope when the deck is being stacked by the league. I'll put it that way.
Oh, I was going.
And there's no way you can't tell me that FanDuel doesn't have the info from the league that someone's injured, so they're going to put an extra prop on them, especially in the NHL when all these injuries are not disclosed to the public. Go ahead, Dan.
Well, sir, I was just going to say when it comes to great point, Jacob, you make about CRTC and gambling ads. I think what we're going to see coming though is it kind of reminds me about 20 years ago when milk and oil ads.
Dan, no milk.
Don Cherry was advertising for beer, and then they said that icons cannot advertise a beer anymore because kids look up to icons, right? So I pulled all those commercials. I think we're going to see rules like that because there's the one. I'm sorry, I forget which app it was. It might be FanDuel, where Connor McDavid does it, and he's like, I'm going to mull it over, the guy with the mullet and all that, right? I think we're going to see less ads of like guys like Connor McDavid promoting sports gambling. I think that's the change we're going to see. Because they're going to be like, kids look up at Connor McDavid, and kids are like, oh, I want to gamble too. So then instead of gambling in your 20s and 30s, you're gambling when you're 18, and then you could be gambling under 18 because we know everyone buys fake IDs, right? So I think we're going to try changing that in the CRTC. That's what I see changing.
And that is very possible. And sorry we went down a rabbit hole of...
We always go down rabbit holes on the desk.
Yeah, some great comments you got.
We just go where the comments take us, let's be honest. We just talk about what you guys are talking about.
I do want to swing back a little bit to football and break down a little bit more of this Rams winning in a thriller, 34-31. Matthew Stafford with an up and down game, but overall puts up some good numbers. And Puka Nacua with a really nice game, including him making a big defensive play.
He can pay his rent.
Pardon?
He can pay his rent.
But I want to ask you guys, do you think the Rams, the way they play today, can move past the next round?
Yes.
Really? Depends never mind on who they're playing. The way they played today, yes, they won. But the way they play today, do you think they can move on past what they did today against the Panthers? Like, do you think they can?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I'm saying no.
I'm saying yes.
I'm on Lane's side. For me, it's a hard no.
Interesting.
Because they let the Panthers, they had this game completely under control. They let the Panthers climb back. It's like what the Packers did to the Bears today. The difference is the Bears are a little bit better than the Panthers and were able to finish the job.
Because I think we should share this graphic just so I think this will help at least. Because it really does depend who you're facing, right? Because it all depends on really what happens tomorrow at 4:30. Because if the Eagles win, it's Rams versus the Seahawks. And personally, you're not beating the Seahawks if you're the Rams. I don't think you can even beat the Bears. But you're facing the Seahawks. There's absolutely no way the Rams are beating the Seahawks. The Bears maybe, but that could be doubtful. What do you think?
We have a no in the comments from Key. We have, I think the Rams could win the next game regardless of the opponent.
That's what I'm saying. I really do.
They barely beat Carolina, though.
Nobody beating the Bills, brother.
Yeah, let's go Bills.
But Dan, you have to look at but Dan, before you answer, I wanna run you through something. So I'm gonna hammer home Lane's point more. Would you say the Seahawks are better than the Panthers?
Yes,
I think so.
How much better? Like, would on a scale of do you think they're 20% better?
Like 98% better.
So you think they could barely beat a crappy team? The Panthers are under 500.
Yeah.
You honestly think playing the way they did today that they can beat the Seahawks?
Yep.
With the way they played today?
Yep.
You're on glue.
Fine.
They played maybe 9 good minutes of football offensively.
Yeah.
You're not beating the Seahawks of 9 minutes of football.
With Matt Stafford at the helm, David Adams, one of the best.
Devontae Adams. Not David Adams.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I don't know who David Adams is.
I'm going to ask ChatGPT.
Sounds like a nice name, but Devon Adams, and then you have Koopa, he wants to pay his rent, he's going to have a big game.
David Adams is a tennis player, in case you're wondering.
There we go. See?
A former
because I know tennis
from
so
South
well,
Africa.
I knew it was
He
David
pro
Adams
in 1989 and established success in doubles, winning 19 doubles titles and reaching a career high ranking of number 9 in the world. He also won 2 Grand Slams and mixed double titles at the 1999 Australian Open and the 2000 French Open. There's another David Adams who was also an Australian filmmaker. And here's another one who was a peace activist and another one who was a Canadian ballet dancer. I don't believe any of those lovely gentlemen will be able to help the
Sorry, Dan. Brendan's on your side. I think he's on our. I think Jacobs can turn him to the dark side. Maybe the dark side.
Play way better. Obviously, got to give the Rams. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I'm not discrediting what the Panthers did.
Panthers.
But what I'm saying is the Rams need to wake up, because if they do what they did this week, next week, they're going to be, sitting on an island with the Green Bay Packers.
We're not going to do that, though.
We're not going to preview that round yet today, but I'll tell you one thing. I think the coach of the Rams is going to be making that team practice very hard this week.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I thought Matthew Stafford looked mediocre.
Yeah.
You look at it, Puka Nacua doesn't become a DB on one of the way overthrown balls by Matthew Stafford. The Panthers probably win this game because that drive turned out to be a touchdown later on. They only won by 3 points.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I personally thought the Rams played pretty bad. They managed to win just because they have more talent than the Panthers. By the way, and all credit to the Panthers. I thought they played great.
Well, they had a great year. In fact, they made it to the playoffs. They got a home game, and they kept it to a 3-point game.
And that crowd was awesome.
This year has to be a huge success if you're a Panthers fan.
And that crowd was electric.
Oh, it was. It was louder in Chicago.
Yeah, I thought the Chicago crowd sounded really nervous at times, but Chicago got it done.
Yeah.
So I'm curious then, boys, do you like Dan? The way Dan thinks, they don't even need to practice, apparently. But Lane, do you think the Rams may have a pretty hell week of practice coming up for them?
I could see it, yeah.
The week from hell. Brought to you by McDonald's.
We're
not sponsored by McDonald's, but we could be. But of course, the NFL wild card has some more games going on.
Wow.
So if you're living in our region today, as it is Sunday, January 11th at 1:13 in the morning, and we have some awesome football games coming up.
Oh, yeah.
We got the Bills versus the Jags. We have the 49ers versus the Eagles and the Chargers versus the Patriots. Now, I want to ask you guys. Sorry, it says tomorrow on this graphics. I made this graphic yesterday. But when you're looking at these matchups, which one are you looking forward to the most?
Oh, I heard
heading into Wild Card Sunday.
Well, the Bills as a Bills fan, I'm looking forward to that one, but all these games are going to be great.
Brandon's still holding on to the Jags beating the Bills.
Oh, that hurts, bud.
Well, according to Madden.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
We won't give away that score yet, but yeah, we're going to be posting. It'll probably be up by around 2 a.m. on how that simulation went between the Bills and the Jags.
Yeah, we also got some other great simulators up there too. Want to check them out?
Absolutely. Brandon's saying the Niners and Patriots are going to be the most interesting.
Yeah.
I'm personally the most, as much as I love my Bills, I'm the most excited as just a pure football fan for the 49ers versus the Eagles.
That game would be nuts.
I think this is the game where Christian McCaffrey just takes over.
Wow.
Key's excited for the Chargers versus the Pats. Like, there's a lot of, I will say, and I think the wild card this year will not disappoint like it did last year. We already have 2 great wild card games. I think we're in a treat for a couple really good games again tomorrow. I'm not expecting any blowouts.
Mm-hmm.
Lane, out of these games though, which one are you looking most forward to, bud?
Probably the 49ers and Eagles, because I do think those are 2 really good quality Super Bowl teams. And we did the prediction on that, and then go check that one out. That was a really fun game that me and Dan did. I think there's going to be 2 great quarterbacks. It's 2 quarterbacks that are, in conversation for potential Super Bowls. The 49ers were there, and I don't believe they won. Eagles were able to get there and win it. So I do think these 2 teams are very hungry. I think this is it sucks that one of these teams has to go out this early, but that's just kind of how it is. The only reason I'm not excited is the Bills and Jaguars personally. Yeah. I could be just wrong. I just think the Bills are just way better. But like I said in our simulation, that I said the Jaguars are a team where it's like, I don't think that they're the greatest, but you can never count them out, right?
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
I don't think you can count on any team. I don't think people had the Panthers giving
Jaguars are way better than what they were last year.
And I think I don't think people had the Panthers making.
I'm just not a big Trevor Lawrence guy.
I don't think people had the Bears coming back from a 21-6 deficit, which I still think someone in Green Bay should be fired. I don't know why someone hasn't been fired yet. Come on, it's been a couple of hours. It's been an hour and 25 minutes roughly. Like, get going, chop. Yeah, the Jags are on a heater. Is it 8 games? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Bills shouldn't sleep on the Jags at all.
No one should sleep on anyone. It's playoff football, and I think we saw that today, and I think teams are going to come ready to play after what they witnessed today.
Yeah, 100%.
But no, you know what? Either way, we got some great games coming up tomorrow, and I know for sure our good friend of the program, Sam, will be back with me tomorrow for previews.
Yeah.
Dan's going to be out and about. tomorrow. Dan, why don't you let the viewers know so they can watch out on social media? What are you checking out in the 6 tomorrow or today now?
Yeah. If all goes to plan, I'm checking out the motorcycle show in Toronto. So that's going to be really interesting to check out some cool bikes and all that. I've never been. I always just wanted to go. And good old buddy and friend of the program, me in Toronto, went today. So you want to see some more stuff on that, definitely check out his social media. But it's me and my buddy are going to check it out, Jesse. And Jesse and I have some news for the decks coming up soon. So keep your eyes open for that.
Can't wait to see what that news is.
Yeah,
but what else what are you excited to see there, Dan?
Motorcycles. I'm not too sure what I'm going to see because I've never been there yet, right? But just kind of curious about new technologies, about bikes, maybe something I don't know about. Though maybe I like seeing the modified bikes and built bikes. I'm not a huge bike guy, so I can't get into the technical side of it, but I just like them. I just think they're cool machines. I've never been to a bike show, so I'm curious what a bike show was all about.
Are you a bike fan, Lane?
No, I don't even know how to bike.
No, motorcycle, not a pedal bike.
Still, I don't. Not really. No.
Yeah, I don't know either. But it's like if I wasn't crippled, if I had balance, I would
can't
probably be
say
riding
that.
a motorcycle. No, it's okay. I'll probably be riding a motorcycle because I do really like them. My cerebral palsy, I just can't do it because I have no balance. But
all I know is when Dan is at the bike show, there's one thing I really hope he does. Are you ready for this, Dan?
Oh, yes.
Lane, do you know what's coming?
No, I'm scared.
Nice. Nice bike.
Yes.
Nice bike.
Yeah.
Also, Brandon, have a lovely evening. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks,
in the
Brandon,
comment
for
section
joining
at
us.
the desk. And on that bombshell, we've covered NHL.
So I read the NHL scores or the games that happened tonight?
Sure.
No?
Go for it, Dan. Welcome to Dan Moore's favorite thing to do, reading off a screen.
Before Dan does that, there's one thing. I know we didn't talk about this play, but I don't know if Jacob will let me show.
Subscribe to our channel.
No, we got to show this because I know I heard Jacob yelling from his living room when this happened. This was insane.
4th down and 8.
What about the big hit in Ottawa tonight?
No, this was just crazy. Like, watch this.
Oh, this throw.
Oh my gosh,
Oh, my
awesome.
God.
What? I just heard Jacob back foot.
That's great.
Crazy throw. And like I said, Caleb Williams, the raw talent on this guy.
I just seen that again. I was like, oh my god, that throw is
It's
insane.
Just
think if
Dan, you wanted to mention there's a pretty gnarly hit in Ottawa tonight.
yeah, I haven't seen it myself, so I can't comment on it, but I know Adam was talking about it at the game. He said
I'll see if I can find it.
Carter for Hardy, I believe, threw the hit, I believe.
Let me see if I can find it quickly.
Florida. But apparently it was reviewed as a 5-minute major, and they lowered it to a 2-minute minor. So our buddy George Peros might be taking a look at it. I haven't seen it myself personally, so I don't know.
I'll see if I can find it.
But do you want me to read off some scores? Well,
yeah, Dan, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So the big one we were talking about in our pregame show, the Bruins beat the Rangers 10-2. That's almost like a football wild card score from last year. The Flames beat the Penguins 2-1. The Abs set out the Blue Jackets 4-0. For Sharks and Santorini beat out the Stars in OT 5-4. Stars have been struggling lately. The Panthers beat out the Senators. The game Adam was at 3-2.
I think
the Sabres won again, beating the Ducks 5-3. Coastal Maple Leafs, we talked about 5-0 against the Canucks. The Carolina Hurricanes beat the Krakens 3-2. For the Lightning, holy cow, went all over the Flyers 7-2. We talked about this one too. The Red Wings being the Canadians 4-0. Shout out to Gibson. The Blackhawks set out the Predators 3-0. The Islanders beat Minnesota in overtime 4-3. The Golden Knights beat out the Blues 4-2. And just coming in hot, the Kings beat the Oilers in the shootout 4-3.
Did you know the Oilers are tied for the least amount of 3-game winning streaks in the NHL?
That's crazy, eh?
Interesting.
And was a couple games in the NBA as well. Hopefully I can read this off without choking here. The Cavaliers beat the Timberwolves 146-134. That's a huge high-scoring game. Pacers are looking good lately, beating the Heat 123-93. The Clippers beat the Pistons in a low-scoring 198-92. The Spurs beat out the Celtics, 195. The Bills beat the Mavericks 125-107. And the Hornets beating the Jazz 150-95. Oh my gosh. I don't remember last time I saw a 150. That's crazy.
But Dan, Mr. Dashko, with his dashing internet skills,
yes,
has found the hit.
Oh, you guys are not going to like this. And this is
I've already seen it. It's bad.
This is bad.
Who was the hit on?
Zub.
Oh, I don't like
How is that a 2-minute minor?
That should be a
It's
suspension.
Florida.
That's gotta be a suspension.
I know the answer, but I can't say why.
I mean, I like Carter for Hardy, but what are you doing?
Great pushback there by Ottawa. I love that. But
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
100%.
That's got to be a 5. George Perales needs to get some glasses if he doesn't
Please.
suspend him.
Yeah.
Like, that's as clear as day to me that that's a suspension. That's a
I
minimum.
hope they show it again. Oh, they're going to. We're going to get another look at this here. This is from Hockey Night in Canada Sportsnet. Yeah. Oh.
It's a dirty hit. I don't know how that's not a 5.
Well, I guess because Zub wasn't injured, but still, that's.
Oh, come
The
on.
injury shouldn't matter.
I agree with you. That should be a suspension.
It's a dirty hit, unacceptable, and
No, I'm done now.
that's
I'm
got to be a
done.
5-minute. And I think that should be a suspension, at least a 1-game suspension.
It won't be.
I know it
guarantee
won't be, but it should be.
Yeah.
But I would say on that bombshell, that is the perfect way to end the show today at the Analyst Desk off a very dirty hit. Stay tuned to the Analyst Desk. We have some big news coming up within the next week or so about what's happening to the channel. Keep the word channel in your mind, okay? Channel it. Like Tatum, instead of Tatum Channing, it's Tatum Channel. We're not changing our channel to Tatum Channel, by the way. But thank you very much for joining us at the desk. And remember, always laugh with us.
Subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Give us a big old like go. Follow us on all the social medias. Always appreciate the love, the support, and the comments from all you lovely legends. We will be back tomorrow with a lot more content, so stay tuned at the Analyst Desk. And tonight was joined by myself, Jacob Moore, sports analyst, Mr. More for your money,
Woo!
and Lane Dashko.
That's me.
And thank you for joining us at the Analyst Desk, where every day feels like game day. Toodles!
Bye-bye.